Good morning. Folks, you've seen me making these little rubber molds out of rubber latex, and I have several that are just almost ready for a good video showing showing these little images. But I have uh, I've got a reserved speech right now, and I can't get it out of my mouth. So I'll just run with it and then delete this if it sounds stupid. Okay, these this example that I'm doing with the rubber latex and all on these molds, y'all could do the same thing. I mean, it's rubber latex, but it does cost about $25 to get one of those shipped to us. And I don't need to go on and on about show and tell. I see these images on other channels that folks are, posting. They may be showing something else, but I see the images. So what I have here is not rare. I think this artwork is everywhere, and I do think that I have found a pretty good way of showing it. So y'all can run with it. I'm not going to continue doing this because to show a collection like this, I feel like it would just elicit envy, and that's not what I'm shooting for at all. I'm not showing off. I truly believe y'all can find the same stuff. But rather than, I lost the words again. Let me go to what I'm hiding from here. I think I found a way, and this one's not ready yet, or I'd be jumping into those molds because I love to look at those critters. But before I show any more images that I've latexed and all, it's really important that I show an example of how the image was made. And that's more important to me than just showing a bunch of images that are fabulous. Because I could go on and on for years. Each one of them is fabulous, and each stone deserves looking at really, really well. But this one is a really super good example of how the carving was made, and I'm going to, it probably take 2, 3, 4 weeks before I go through all of what I can say about this stone. But rather than coating it totally with rubber latex and drawing out all these little images in here, to me it's more important to show you how the images were made and how they were seen in that multi-dimension. So what I've done is I've covered from about right through here and down here with rubber latex. Now this is the second coat I put on it earlier, and when it gets dry I can use an ink pen and show what I have learned from this stone. And what I have learned is the same on all of them. It's the same important something to remember, so that you will be able to say to yourself that, yeah, this truly is an image, because the same pattern of working the stone shows up over and over again. That's what I'm going to do when that one's ready. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say. That stone back there that I showed in another video one time, which was supposed to be my time machine. It definitely has been. But that stone right there, I am going to make a mold of every image that I can find on it. And so far, without making them, I've counted 40. And when that's just that is just my pet project. with the rubber latex and the images and all that. That one stone is, and if we ever go to a big convention where we just show this and a bunch of us get together and rent a place, then that one will probably be prominent in my display. I want every one of those images displayed on something in such a way that I can spend a lot of time talking about that. Because if I do go to a convention or something, I have to be able to have something that I can focus on, or I will be all everywhere. That's my problem, but it's okay. That's what I'm saying. That's my hobby project. That stone right there. I'm going to make a mold of every image that I can find on it. One more thing I would like to say. There's lots of paths to follow in this research. But I think you have seen in the last 2 years that my focus is the people and tool making. Especially the people before the Younger Dryas event. And questions come up. Why they lived in caves after the Younger Dryas event. The air was dirty for 1,000 years. I'm not saying my study is limited, because it just seems to go on and on with associating the rock art with people. But I would like to tell you about a little brother that has a different type of study. He studies the people of this continent in the ancient days. And he talks about facts and the misinterpretation of facts. I highly recommend his channel. Oh, what judgments must we make? To stir our coffee with a spoon or a fork. Oh, what judgments must we make? When we look at the mountains. Let's wait till next week and ask Creekstein. Or go ask Alice now. Okay. Let's listen to the birds. Folks, in the ancient days, they had this. well, they had leather gloves. And if they were around pine trees, they had lots of kindling. But the difference, what they did was, they had to store a bunch for the winter to, get the fire going if it went out. But they could take that many little twigs to start the fire. They never had to throw gasoline on a fire. Conservation is the word.